Hello and welcome back to our Batman the Animated Series episodes commentary. First of all, Happy New Year! This is the first video in the new year 2025. And of course, it's gonna be the commentary of a great episode called The Demon's Quest, which is basically a two-parter featuring the villain Ra's al Ghul for the first or second time, if you count his cameo in the previous episode, in this show, all right? So let's talk about it. As usual, I'm gonna do my countdown so we can watch the episode together. And you can watch it in your DVD box sets or Blu-ray box sets or streaming service with Batman the Animated Series, all right? Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Give it a play. The Warner Bros. Logo is on the screen. So yes, The Demon's Quest Part 1, which we are watching now, is the first episode featuring the villain Ra's al Ghul in a great adventure with Batman. And it's one of my favorite episodes of this show. Absolutely. I have probably a top 10 list of Batman the Animated Series episodes that I will probably make a special video ranking these episodes in the future so you can watch it here in the channel. But I will save it for after I finish all the commentaries of the show. But I can tell you already that this one is one of my favorites because it has this almost James Bondish kind of adventure style. It's a very dramatic episode because it has a lot of mythic and also almost like a spy adventure uh, tone and style to it, which is amazing. It tells again a lot about how this show was so well crafted with so many different stories or kind of story styles, right? That we've seen through all the episodes. And this one is, like I said, that this style of a James Bond kind of adventure. It's one of my favorites. And the episode starts in a very different fashion from any other episode. We don't have a title card in this one. We actually starts with a intro showing Robin in a rainy night entering the Gotham University that he studies, probably after a night of adventure, and he gets kidnapped by a group of strange fellas, with their leader being this guy wearing this, I don't know, it looks like a wolf kind of a mask, right? So we know that there's some kind of a strange organization uh, conjuring some bad things towards Batman, and that's why they kidnapped his fellow partner, right? So it's a very gothic and cool first scene showing the this kidnapping, and then we get the title of the episode, but it's not in a title card, but we get the title with Batman arriving in the Batcave, and it's a very dramatic, and even the soundtrack is very powerful, showing the title, The Demon's Quest. And and this scene already takes place some days after Robin was kidnapped, with Batman having searched for his partner everywhere but couldn't find him. And then he receives a picture uh, in a in a in an envelope delivered by Alfred with the image of Robin in captivity by the criminals that kidnapped him. So it's it's a great way to establish the plot of this episode. And then all of the sudden, Ra's al Ghul and his um bodyguard, I guess, Abu, he he shows up in the Batcave out of nowhere, And with no big introduction, he finds Batman without his mask. So Ra's al Ghul already knows that Bruce is Batman. Um, and then Ra's al Ghul introduces himself and shows a picture of Talia al Ghul, his daughter, already with Robin, also in captivity. So he proposes a kind of an alliance between him and the hero, so that they can go after their proteges. Because right, so Robin is probably almost the son of the Batman, and Talia is his daughter. So Talia is Ra's al Ghul's daughter. So both of them have a common interest in this case. So they forge an alliance to go in a rescue mission towards the two kidnapped kids, so to speak. And this is already a great plot. This idea that the villain and the hero will have to get together in a mission to save their proteges. And right now, we don't really know if Ra's al Ghul is a villain. We apparently he's just this, I don't know, this rich guy, you know, that has some bad deeds, but he doesn't introduces himself. He doesn't introduce himself as an actual villain, which is very interesting. But we get some things right away, like the fact that Abu never lets Batman uh, walk ahead of his master. So whenever Batman takes the lead to move, Abu pushes him back so that Ra's al Ghul is the first one to walk. And then Batman already had strike one, according to him, and he doesn't like Abu at all. So the mission of these two men consists in going to Calcutta, in India, I believe, to to search for clues regarding the missing proteges. And by the way, Batman got this clue because in the picture there is a knife being pointed towards Robin and Talia. That is a kind of a curved knife, and this knife can only belong to some criminal groups of India, of Calcutta in the case. And they are walking in the streets of Calcutta. This actually reminds me a little bit of the Aladdin video game, or the Aladdin animation, you know. And it's very fun because right away we have this action scene with some bad guys, you know, dressed in these Indian clothes with these big towels wrapped around their heads. And it's a great fight scene, but Ra's al Ghul doesn't help at all. In fact, he doesn't even order his bodyguard Abu to help Batman. So the Caped Crusader has to do all the job. So then Batman interrogates one of the men, and that leads them to another part of India. Now they are walking this jeep car in the forests. Sorry, it's not India now, it's in Malaysia. So they are walking in this dirt road in the middle of a forest. Very beautiful animation, by the way, in this scene, with all the trees and the night sky. It's amazing. I always loved this section of the episode where they are in Malaysia with these big forests. And the Ra's al Ghul actually throws some mud in Batman's face because he says that these forests are getting killed and destroyed by the rich and powerful. And Batman responds to him by saying, Bruce Wayne always donates thousands or millions of dollars to save these forests. How I always thought this was very funny because I always go, right? Of course. I mean, probably it's true, right? I'm just saying that in real life, this is never the case with rich millionaires or billionaires, should I say. So they get to this kind of a temple in the middle of the desert, and Batman again enters alone in this temple, and he never, Ra's al Ghul, for some reason, never participates actively in the mission, and this will be explained later. But so Batman enters this huge hall inside the temple with some statues, and there is a map in the middle of it. So there is a little bit of Indiana Jones to this adventure as well, and this is what's so cool about it. Um, then out of nowhere, a Black Panther is released inside the hall by who knows who did that, but this Black Panther is very angry and attacks Batman. So there is a fight between him and the Panther. By the way, this is another current or frequent element of the series that Batman sometimes fights against these animals. Right? We had him fighting snakes, or in this case, a panther. I'm blanking now of which other animals we've seen Batman fighting in the animation before, but there are many uh, occasions where he has to fight these animals. Of course, he never kills them, and right now he uses his cape to wrap the animal, and he tosses a gas bomb inside the cape to make him sleep. And it's very cute because the panther goes goes to sleep right away and starts to snore. So Batman is very conscious about not killing animals. And then Abu enters the temple with Ra's al Ghul finally, and they get the clue they need to move to the next part of the mission or part of the quest. And he he says it's a map of the Himalayas. I don't know how to say this. And that will take them into another part of the world where is a snowy, right? Snowy location, like with snowy mountains and all that stuff. And again, this is very James Bondish style. Um, but yeah, there is a whole mix of Indiana Jones and James Bond in this uh, in this whole thing. And also, I might point that one of the franchises that I love is the Mummy movies, not the one with Tom Cruise, the one with Brandon Fraser. From the 90s, we had the Mummy, Mummy Returns, and Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which I don't like very much. But anyway, the first two mummies, they have this style of you know adventure, and Indiana Jones, archaeologist, plus with many creepy and dark monsters, around. And we're gonna get a hint of that very soon in this episode as well. And then they go to the Himalayas with the snowy mountains. Batman jumps in parachute. He parachutes from a helicopter into the mountains, which is very, very cool because he's wearing this cold snow jacket. And this is awesome. I love Batman in this attire. So he parachutes from the helicopter, and then a missile out of nowhere, a missile is shot in the helicopter with Ra's al Ghul inside and explodes the vehicle. So apparently Ra's al Ghul is dead, right? and only Batman survived because the helicopter then crashed into the mountains. And then we get this very cool scene where Batman he actually he buries himself in the snow, where some goons in skis and with machine guns, very James Bondish, like I say, try to get him. They fire. They actually see the snow jacket buried in the snow, and they fire against it. And but Batman is buried in another side, so he comes out of the snow and attacks them. It's awesome. I love this scene. It should have we should have seen Batman skiing in the snows. It would be even more cool. But anyway, so Batman enters a huge cave inside the mountain, and he finds Robin. Finally, Robin is tied into a chair in the middle of a big hall, and all of a sudden these other goons show up out of nowhere with huge axes and try to get Batman. So a big fight starts, and Robin he just watches the fight because he can't do anything for now, as usual. And there is a very cool another cool action scene, another action fight. By the way, great animation in this episode. As I mentioned before, this episode is so well animated. It's one of the best, also. And suddenly, some torches are lit inside a cave, and somebody appears. The guy with the wolf mask shows up, the one who grabbed Robin in the beginning of the episode, and Batman rushes to him and rips the mask out of his face, and it is revealed that it is Ra's al Ghul. He was the one behind the whole thing. So the whole chopper accident or crash wasn't wasn't real. It was just a tactic to fool Batman. Um, Now I don't remember why exactly he made this whole ordeal to get Batman there. Um, but as I'm trying to read the subtitles now to remember. Like I say, I always say that I don't watch this episode previously because I like to watch it and surprise myself along with you. But then Batman starts to figure things out and connects the dots. He says that he always knew that all the whole all thing was a plot to take him to this location, and suddenly Talia shows up, and she she's not endangered at all, right? She's part of the whole plot. Batman tells Robin that they are ready to go, and they start to head towards the exit of the cave, but then Abu, as usual, tries to stop them, and Batman finally gets his revenge, and for having been pushed 2 times in the episode by this guy. Um, and Talia also, she tells Batman that they mean no harm to him, and apparently the whole idea is that Ra's al Ghul wants Batman to assume his position as the leader of the League of Assassins. I don't remember if that's the actual name of the organization in this animation, but it is in Batman Begins. Actually, there is League of Shadows. Here is the League of Assassins or the Society of Assassins. I don't remember. Uh, anyway, he wanted Batman to be here because he wants him to marry his daughter, right? And she loves him, apparently. Even though Batman and Talia only had one encounter before in the episode Out of Balance, which I already commented here in the channel, the she is in love with him. So Roz needs a successor in the society to take the lead of the organization, and Batman is the best one to do that. So that's why he wanted him to marry her. And this is happening because Roz is very sick and he doesn't have any sons. So which is actually not true. We're gonna find out later in the animation that he actually has a son. He just doesn't like his son. He doesn't like the guy at all. And it's a great episode. We're gonna comment it later. But anyway, he doesn't have any actual sons to be his successor, the one who actually deserves his position in the organization. So Raz is very sick, and they decide to take him to the Lazarus pit inside the cave, because inside the place there is a Lazarus pit. I don't understand why Raz just don't or just doesn't, you know, have a swim in the Lazarus pit before, since he is very sick. Uh, Apparently, it's not the best idea to do that, but that's what they do. They put the man inside the pit, inside this bubbling green water, and this is the best part of the episode in terms of animation. The whole uh, devilish effect of the Lazarus pit is absurdly well animated. And we get this great scene with Raz rising from the pit with all the green water, and he has this killer eyes, looking at the Talia and Batman and Robin, and he's strong again, and he starts to laugh maniacally, like a crazy guy, and it's beautiful. Then Talia tries to calm him, and he's still he's is still laughing maniacally. So he grabs her, and Batman tries to stop him, and he kicks Batman away, and it's a great way to end this episode. It feels like this amazing legendary comic book that we are watching in animation, and there you go. The episode ends with Roz laughing maniacally, and to be continued. And that's it. We're gonna continue in the next episode, in the next video. If you are liking the commentaries here in the channel, as usual, don't forget to leave your beloved like and also your amazing subscription so we can keep talking about Batman and DC Universe in the future. All right? See you in the next Bat episodes or Bat video, and bye bye.